Thanks for locking in with 77 Flavors of Chicago. We're your hosts, Dario.
And I'm Sarah, and I hope you're ready to learn with us.
Yo! We talking about Milwaukee Avenue today.
Okay.
A street. Yeah. Since we're doing
makes sense.
It makes
for
sense.
what we're doing right now.
We're doing a street thing. And I was just thinking, I was like, let's talk about Milwaukee. It's an interesting street.
And it's a very long one.
It's a very, we gonna get into it. But first, how y'all doing? Good. I'm glad you're doing good. We sound a little bit different on this podcast. Here's why. Since we've been doing these, starting to do these back outside, I forgot.
We're getting our routine down.
Yeah. I forgot the battery pack to the sound. So, hey.
But hey, we're still using the same brand of mics.
Yeah, right. We still got them roll going. It's crazy. So, actually, with a little bit of post-processing, we should be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be, how you feeling?
Hungry.
Yeah, hungry, huh? Me too. What else? How you feeling? Talk to you.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's gotten warmer finally here in Chicago, which we've been waiting. We've been waiting for this warmth.
Yeah. It's a record heat, apparently, y'all.
Yeah.
The heat advisory. We don't suggest you sit outside in the sun. Like
Don't do what we're doing.
We actually not out in the sun. We found shade.
Yeah, we found a very big tree.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of spiders.
Yeah, right. And your boy forgot deodorant. So
Damn.
What, man? Look, y'all. To be fair, I washed up the night before. Fresh. Brushed my teeth, washed my face.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Brush your hair.
Brush my hair, ish. And I'm in between
Not
cuts.
you can't brush your hair.
You know what I mean? Like, once black people hair gets to a certain point,
Ain't no point in brushing.
It's just maintaining.
Damn.
just maintaining. Brushing ain't a thing. But yeah, so I forgot. So here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. We're gonna stop by
deodorant.
we got stuff to do.
Huh?
We got stuff to do after this.
We do have stuff to do.
I feel the
But
boobs.
this is no, you look good.
No, I said I feel the
good.
boob sweat just coming down right now.
Oh, well, that's not good.
It's not good.
But we're here in a park, which we haven't done a park recording in a very long time. I'm kind of
last week park.
well. It's not a park like this one. That is a very fancy park.
Right.
It's just a regular park in a neighborhood.
Yeah, it is. Wilson Park. Cool
Wilson Park.
Yeah, cool to be here. I've never been to Wilson Park.
And as part of our episode, do we want to get into the food or?
Yeah, fuck it. I was gonna say it's been a long week. Your boy did a day trip to New York.
Oh yeah, we had the James Beard Award.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. We got shit to talk about.
Well, it feels
You
like
anxious to get out this heat? That's what it is.
I am. Well, no, I'm anxious to eat this food.
Yeah, right. Me too.
But I completely forgot that this week has been so long that I forgot that we went to the James Beard Award just on Monday.
Yeah. Right.
And here's the thing: I wasn't even supposed to go. I wasn't going. I was going to a watch party, and then I was gonna try and do the after parties because I didn't do any of them last year. And then Chef Sarah texts me. She was like, "Hey, do you want a ticket to the awards?" I was like, "Fine." I was out. I was out vlogging, and I did not have a dress. I walk into Abercrombie & Fitch. The first dress, I grab it. It's my size. I try it on. It looks good. And I just left. And I had to be at the awards in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was 20 minutes from the house.
Yeah. You had a while. And then
and I was
party hot
3
afterwards.
in the morning.
Three parties afterwards, right?
Which if you know me.
4 parties.
4.
Yeah.
And I hope you know me well enough by now. I'm in bed by 9:30.
Yeah, right. That's our favorite
Also,
line.
there's Love Island going on right now. So
you've been locked into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been.
I'm in bed at 8, so I can watch Love Island, and then I fall asleep. It's
now here's while Sarah was doing all that, I had a pre-party. I had a pre-party.
Yeah.
And then I left the pre-party about an hour before the show ended. Right. It was a watch party, and then I went to do my job. Actually, shot the after party at After Restaurant. And then after that was done, a lot of afters are here.
Yeah,
but after that was done, at 1:30.
You went to Frontier?
I met up with you at Frontier.
Yeah.
And that was my night. That was my night.
That was wild.
Yeah, it was a long week, but it was fun. James Beard weekend is probably the most fun weekend.
And it's once a year.
Yeah.
That's what I told myself. I was like, it's once a year.
It's something about that exclusivity.
Yeah.
That make
And
it
I'm
feel.
like, if I don't go, I'm gonna regret not going.
Yeah, I know you will. Yeah.
Let me go.
Yeah. You cracking that bad boy open. You know what? Look, we're not necessarily doing food per se all the time like how we used to, but maybe we are. I mean,
last week we did
Filbert's.
Yeah.
So
today,
yeah,
we are recording Porch Park, so we said we have to stop by our friends at Migos. And if you don't know about Migos, I don't know what rock you living under. Ooh.
Let me tell you something. It's hot out here, so you see your boy drinking. I gotta hurry up and put this. So check this out. This is hibiscus Kool-Aid.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Like hibiscus Kool-Aid is wild.
That is
You know what
wild.
I'm saying? Like that's the perfect fusion of what you need. Let me go ahead and pour this. I got white pants on me. So I'm
Did
gonna
you grab a straw or no?
I don't need no straw. Shit.
Oh.
Lord have mercy.
Was it? Let me try.
Oh my God. That's good. Ooh, that's the perfect. This is perfect for
Prime.
this weather.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
perfect.
perfect.
They need to turn that into a slushy.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is perfect for this weather.
That's so good.
Dude, what? Migos, Chef Jude,
And
Chef
Ozzy.
Ozzy. I know, Chef Ozzy. Whoa, man.
That's very good.
I don't even need nothing else. I notice I'm about to eat your food, but I can sit right here and do this the whole show.
And chill.
Yeah.
Well, I got
Damn.
the fried chicken torta,
Oh my God.
which just look at that.
Yeah, that look nice. That look real nice.
I'm gonna get some footage on my phone.
Yeah.
So we can insert said footage.
Live, so we can see live. Boy, I feel like I'm at a barbecue. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm at a barbecue. All right. So while she doing that, I got the chicken and the beef tacos. Let's go ahead, crack it open right fast. See?
Look at this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Look at
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, that look good.
Oh my
Is
god.
that fried chicken?
Yes.
Fried chicken torta is insane. Oh my God, y'all. What's up?
Oh, that looks
Oh
so good.
my God. Go ahead.
Take a little bitey
Let's
bite.
go put the lime on there. Y'all, this is I kind of like
I did get you some salsas if you wanna.
Yeah, I see. I kind of like this form of the podcast here. I like the fact that we get the. So what you feeling? Damn, a leaf just fell in my shit. Maybe sitting under a tree ain't the best idea. God dang.
Holy shit.
It's smacking.
Mhm.
You think people want to hear this part of the
No.
show? Probably not. It's all good. Why am I putting the green on here? I wanted the red.
That is incredible.
Is it smacking? Good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hold on. Y'all, I'm gonna get to it. So you can come out here. Migos is also on Milwaukee, which is another ode to the show today. So we, since we up here,
Wow.
go ahead and see what they talking about. All right, this
Chicken?
The chicken. This is a hefty piece too. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I don't know if you can see this, but look at, I mean, if you're listening, you can't see it. Here you go.
Crazy. I got an order for me because I knew you wouldn't let
Oh
me
my
get a bite.
God. Oh
It's that good.
man, it's something like the salsa and stuff that I put on there.
Crazy.
Fine, but it's like something else on here.
They said flavor.
Oh my God, that right there.
And by the way, everything they serve is halal. So if you care about that,
You should care.
I think it tastes better when it's halal.
Oh.
Okay, all right, Dario.
Okay.
This is gonna be a very sexual episode. That salsa smells so good.
This shit is crazy.
Both of us wearing white is diabolical
I know.
right now.
I'm saying, you see.
We're gonna have to cut this part short. Let's see. Let's
We
take a bite.
keeping it in. We had to do a little bit of a jump cut. A little bit of
You don't have to tell them that we edited shit out.
they gonna see the jump cut.
That's fine.
I guess people are listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are listening. They gonna see. I respect the people that listen. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. All right, so we got the beef tacos here. I'm only gonna do one in the essence of time. Let's see what the beef taco doing. These things are hefty, man. That's what I love about it. Like, I feel like you getting a taco with this. Tender.
Yeah.
Yes, tender beef. Oh my God. That's good. My goodness.
All right, let's do this podcast so we can finish our food.
Let me finish this one. Yo, this is amazing. Yeah, we can't eat on the podcast no more. No, we can't
No,
do
because
that.
we can't. We're not one biters.
No, no.
We want to
No.
eat the whole thing.
All right, I'm ready. So, like I said, no, how do we done eating? We talking about
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. So, I ain't gonna keep you too long with this one because this is pretty, actually not common knowledge. So this used to be an old trail, one of the several trails that were meant for the Native Americans, and a lot of these trails were trade routes.
Right. Do you feel like all those really long roads were once trails?
Yes. Actually they were. In Chicago, good segue here. In Chicago, when it was time to make Chicago's grid system, street system, they decided to preserve the diagonal streets, kind of honor.
Like Ogden, Milwaukee, Western.
Yeah.
Right?
No, Western is not north south.
Oh, it is north.
Yeah. So yes, they decided to preserve those and keep those part of the Chicago street system. Now, that's kind of touch and go because in around 1833, not around, the Chicago Treaty of 1833 was basically summarizing it for y'all. We kicking them out. You know what I mean? Like we pushing people out. Yeah, right. Shit, let me sit my
them. They.
So they decide to kick folks out, right? Yeah. And by folks we mean the natives.
The indigenous people that lived in this area.
Traded whiskey and all this stuff just to get you out of here. Horrible deal. So that was right before Chicago was an actual city. You know what I mean? Like right before we were a city is when we came up with the peace treaty, and that was part of the we want this land, this trade routes and things like that. Now, the breakdown of who used to be along this trail once, Chicago kind of had in and started to grow. Germans actually were here, settled here first, and the main group.
That makes sense because they were in Michigan, coming down.
Yeah, and German settlers actually it's quite the opposite. Is the Germans that were here, the immigrants that were here.
They left to Michigan.
They started to leave, and that kind of transitions to the diaspora of this, so to say. After that was the Polish population. And the Polish population, obviously, Chicago has the second largest Polish population outside of Warsaw.
Which still blows my mind.
Yeah. So the Germans at the time were kind of moving to get away from the Polish.
Right. The Polish were like, no, we coming.
Yeah, right. So we gonna be here. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like that's such a testament to like how Chicago has always been an immigrant city.
Yeah.
And that's just in our DNA. Like, you can't change that.
You can't really change that. I mean, it's just an immigrant city. And so when the Polish, were here, they started to move from actually, let me backtrack here because there were Puerto Ricans up here in this area.
Around that same time?
Yeah. Yes. And so the Puerto Ricans wanted to leave. They were migrating to leave the Polish. Now, keep in mind, this is specifically with the Puerto Ricans. We know that they were kind of booted from the Lincoln Park area, right, and then moved down. That's how Humboldt Park is Humboldt Park now. But it's interesting to hear we wanted to leave from the Polish. So the reason why I'm saying all this, y'all, is because this was like a route that took a new form. This was a trade route before, and now it was like an escape, getaway from other people, and that's how the population kind of changed. And then eventually we came to the Polish folks that live here in the area. So
specifically in Portage Park.
Yeah, in Portage Park. Well, kind of along all of Milwaukee, not just.
Okay.
And then ultimately, because this runs through Wicker and down to Wicker, you got people that want to get away from the Wicker Park folks, and we know that we call them the yuppies or whatever like that, the young generation or whatever it is. So yeah, that's kind of like how this has changed. Okay, and so it's been like this the whole time. And the reason why I bring that up with the route is because we went from this was a trade route, this was business for the indigenous, to now it's just land that people claimed, and now moving. It's just been a cycle of things. However, when the population settled and all that stuff settled, now we have Milwaukee kind of take its form, a new form, right? And if you've been up to Milwaukee, you know what I'm about to say. But if you've never been up to the Milwaukee or any part of Milwaukee Avenue, you'll understand that Milwaukee has got a lot going on. I mean, businesses, different shops, all kinds of things down here that kind of correlate to every one of the demographics
Right.
that live in the area. And here's something else that's really interesting about the area. If you look at the business, I never even paid attention to this, but we kind of have paid attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the buildings, this is one of the more architectural tours of Chicago where you kind of get Milwaukee, the whole thing. You get all of
the different
styles of architecture right here in Milwaukee as the shade. God said, let there be shade.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man, this feel good. This feel good.
The breeze is...
Yeah, that breeze is heavenly right now. Boy, anyway, I lost my train of thought. That being outside in the elements now, like I'm just like
there is like a puppy that is a squirrel.
yeah, for real. And you got the siren going off right now. We got the siren and the wind going off.
It's crazy.
Picking a spot next to the fire department, fantastic choice.
Yeah.
I must say.
Shout out to our producer.
Shout out to the producers. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So no, yeah, but if you look, there's a lot of different styles, and that was kind of intentional, but unintentional.
Right.
Right. So
I mean, people like obviously civilization builds itself around rivers.
Yeah.
And so the indigenous population already chose the Chicago River as where they wanted to settle.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense that people want to live around major routes. So you have Milwaukee, people wanted to live around it because businesses were there.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone wants to live in the suburbs where you gotta drive a mile to go to a Walmart.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's kind of what it is. And so you got the business, but the architecture, we got Queen Anne style, we got the Art Deco style, and you
have that like a lot of that Chicago 2-flat, like the brown. Our
yeah,
version
you
of
get a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, houses all up and down here. So it's residential, commercial, business, all up and down the street.
Right.
Which. Here we are at Migos, we're not at Migos, but it's like 3 minutes away from us.
And Portage Park is also a very interesting neighborhood because it was very heavy with, there was a ton of indigenous populations that lived in this area already. Mm-hmm. And isn't that where the name Portage comes from?
Yeah, so good little segue. I wish I had the board. I could just press the button and give you a coin. Yeah. But Portage Park, since we are in Portage Park, it makes all the sense in the world because to understand what, this area is to understand what portage is, right? Portage is travel between routes that were used to travel between the river systems, right? To kind of go through. And this was a portage area.
Yeah.
Especially like one of the main ones, Milwaukee Avenue.
Right.
This was the main thoroughway to kind of like cross over and shortcut, so to say. Mm-hmm. And they would just you would walk with your boat and you would like move your boat. Yeah. That's what a portage is.
And like the colonials that came here were taught these waterways by the indigenous folks that already lived here. So they had like mapped out all of the waterways and created these like portage areas that then they taught, thinking that we're making friends, but
no, you weren't. We done portage. Obviously, we done all 77 community areas, but it's really cool to like kind of like talk about what this was, beforehand, and to think that this diagonal street, we kind of shorten this one up, but there's a lot of history if you like think about it. Milwaukee, this is if you ever on it, this was a trail for indigenous.
Isn't there also the 6 corners or 5 corners?
Yeah, because this extends all the way down. This goes to Niles.
Right. But in Portage Park,
right?
The historic 5 corner.
One of them, yeah. So I think I'm pretty sure that's
where the hot dog box used to be.
Oh yeah, right, 6 corner, right. I forgot about that.
It's like a very historic part of
that's
the
where
area.
the theater is too.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot.
Which used to be, if you remember our Portage Park episode, that area was not very welcoming of minorities.
No.
Like they did not.
No.
It was very white, and so it was, and yeah.
Yeah, get your thoughts out. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't making shit up.
Slowly shifting.
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of flowers in my shit now.
Damn.
This was some good ass. I might have to stop by there, slide by real quick.
Get some more.
Yeah, might have to, because that was good.
That was
fantastic.
Really I kind of want some.
But I'm done talking. That's Milwaukee Avenue for you, as the bus goes here.
To Washington and Michigan. Via loop link.
Via loop link. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
All right, y'all.
Well, this was
different.
yeah.
Different.
You know, we're still playing around with this new format.
Right.
So
You still
bear with us.
Still got to do the sign off.
Yeah. Which is if you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah. You got to do. I'll add the regular one in post,
yeah.
but like.
If you did enjoy this episode, send it to someone you love. Share the joy. Support some Black and brown people doing arts.
You know.
And if you did not enjoy this episode, that's okay.
All right.
We're getting our bearings.
Right. You know.
It's like
summertime.
It's like almost like we fell out of rhythm,
Yeah.
and we're trying to like fall back into it.
Yeah. I mean, y'all, we'll be all right. We got it.
Yeah, bear with us. But we'll be back next week with a brand new one outside on location, baby.
You know.
See you then. Peace. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and we hope you loved it.
And if you could, please follow us on social media at 77 Flavors Shy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter.
If you have any ideas or deep dives that you'd love us to do, please contact us at media@77flavorsshy. That's the number 77 flavors and shy for Chicago.com.
If you like visuals, please subscribe and follow and watch us on our YouTube channel at the same thing, 77 Flavors Shy, or search 77 Flavors of Chicago.
If you would like to support us monetarily, go ahead and click that Buzzsprout link in the description of this episode.
And as always, we gonna see you next week. Peace.